You've probably heard the buzz around somatic exercises, the gentle, mindful movements that can revolutionize your health and well-being. But what exactly are they, and why should you care? Well, here are the 13 secret rules to transform your mind and body. Think of somatic exercises as meditation in motion. Rather than mindless repetitions, these exercises are a form of inquiry, guiding your nervous system to release tension and to improve your overall health. Unlike traditional fitness, where brute force is often in the forelight, somatic exercises focus on ease and efficiency. By gently exploring your body's sensations, you can rewire your nervous system and optimize your movement patterns, effectively learning to reduce effort and do the same work by reorganizing your muscular, your fascia network, and your skeletal support. The majority of lessons take place on the floor, so you'll need a mat. A yoga or a Pilates mat works great, it doesn't matter. Because most mats are created so you don't slip and break something, they do not allow you to slide, which is actually necessary in many lessons and exercises in somatics. Therefore, consider adding a cover or a blanket on top of your mat. Don't do the lessons in bed or in a couch because they're too soft and squishy, and you won't have the kinesthetic information necessary for adequate biofeedback. Interoception and proprioception are important to correct your actions, so you need to sense what's happening. Of course, in case of acute pain, movement difficulties, or if you're bedbound due to various illnesses, then you can do the lessons and exercises in a bed. Now, most somatic exercises lessons are between 30 to 60 minutes. This may seem long, but trust me, if you dedicate this time to yourself, you will find the time if you care about your life. And it's worth it. Shorter lessons with specific pendiculations are also available, but the longer classes teach your nervous system better ways of action, movement, and they rewire new and better movement patterns. Afterwards, you can do smaller lessons and take the bits which are interesting into your daily practice. Now, I recommend that you're in a place where you will not be interrupted by external stimulation and that you have stillness throughout the duration of the lessons. No distractions, no interruptions. This means no music, no strong smells or anything which could distract you or with any of your senses. There are many distractions in the online world, so I recommend putting your phone on Do Not Disturb mode. It is paramount to concentrate and be aware of each movement through your kinesthetic sense. Give yourself the gift of attention and disconnect from the toxic productivity trap. This is the reason why I created the Lean Sublime exercise platform, so you don't get distracted by ads on YouTube and other social media. So consider signing up there so you have an ad-free experience. Slow down. The movements must be done slowly, as slow as possible. You think I'm kidding, but the more you slow down, the more your sensitivity increases. And the more you give yourself and your brain the chance to find alternative movements and methods of movement, actually finding the best solution. Your brain and your nervous system is learning and working all the time. So the slower you go, the more it has chance to course correct. Do the movements gently. Do not force, do not push, do not stretch, do not try to introduce the concept of difficulty to feel that you are working hard. What we do in somatic education is the very opposite of the current culture of exercises, sport programs, strength training, and whatever. Through gentle movement, your nervous system will have the opportunity to make functional changes almost instantly. You will get to learn about the concept of pandiculation, which is the opposite of stretching. Sure, there are lessons which are extremely athletical, but again, in those lessons, we focus on these rules. I talk, you move. Even if I continue to talk and give verbal instructions, please continue moving until I tell you to take a break. Which brings us to the next rule. Pause between movements. Rest completely. The pauses between movements are essential in what we do. So rest completely and release all tension before even thinking about doing the next movement. I will often tell you to take a break, a pause, or I will simply say something like rest on your back. This means that you pause completely for the time being. Certainly, in some exercises or lesson, you'll probably sense that you need to take more frequent rests, or maybe even longer breaks than I indicate. In this case, give yourself the permission to relax and pause the recording at any time. Your brain will still be concentrating, calibrating, even when you have stopped. While resting, always observe yourself through any form of body scan. Contrast and compare. It's important to always be comfortable. Do you need a towel or a small pillow under your head? Something below the knees? Do you need to modify a position? Don't fight with yourself, because this is a fight you will not win. Be gentle. The movements can be small and relaxed. In case you experience discomfort or pain, try doing less. You can imagine the movements, change trajectory, change the starting point, or relax even more. Just do what feels comfortable and easy to you. Go into a range of motion which is at maximum 70% of what you could do at any point. So don't move past that. Actually go at 50%. Your nervous system only learns when you don't have unpleasant feelings, when you're not in pain, and when you don't fight with yourself. Pain is an indication that something is wrong. So listen to it. If the pain still persists after changing the trajectory, then stop and do the movements in your imagination. Imagining movements is extremely powerful. There are countless scientific studies that show that activities in the brain benefit from imagining the movements are identical to those when you perform the movements. In somatic education, we've known this even before neuroscience has proved it. Alternatively, you can perform micro movements. So making movements which are just a few millimeters to a few centimeters or inches. If someone were to look at you, they wouldn't know what you were doing, but you would still feel it because you know and you will feel the activation of the muscles. Chronic pain can be alleviated, reduced, or even eliminated completely by the fact that your nervous system will have acquired new options of moving and new learned alternatives. Most people get stuck and are in pain because they only know of one movement pattern. And this brings us to the next point. There's no such thing as a perfect form in physical therapy or anywhere else. So don't worry if you do the movements correctly, whatever that means. The reason why the exercises and lessons are audio recorded mainly is that you can focus on the movements and on yourself. So you don't need to look at the screen and copy what is done there. That's why many lessons I recommend that you close your eyes to be even more attentive to your proprioception. Let the lessons unfold and you will notice how the changes will proceed automatically. I always advise people to practice the exercises together with an instructor to be able to offer you the necessary guidance, either in a group or in one-to-one sessions. I will try to record very small snippets of the movements in a small format in video later on for some lessons, so you can maybe compare them and see what it's about. But it's most important to focus on yourself. There are studies which say that when vision takes precedence, you have more errors because you try to copy what the other person has done, even if they make mistakes. Now, we have more advanced lessons, and through small progressions, we reach certain more athletic movements. Even then, it's important to take into account the gentleness and the ease. This is the main reason why we might spend 50 minutes on a lesson. So you can reach that functional end movement, which will last with you forever. Each movement lesson begins and ends with a body scan. And it's highly recommended that you do not skip these. The reasons we do body scans is that you become aware of changes before and after a lesson, movement or exercise. By doing body scans often, you will begin to sense your body and adjust it during your day-to-day activities. You can take moments when you rest throughout the lesson to do the partial body scan. Current neuroscientific research has demonstrated that the body scans, also known in the literature as non-sleep deep rest, NSDR, have a multitude of benefits for the mind and body. It can help you relax and even feel refreshed. Throughout history, from antiquity, many cultures have known these by multiple names, including Yoga Nidra, Qigong meditation, and other forms of body scans. So in Somatics, we go even further. We use the body scans and we extend their benefits. There are other important points I'd like to add. However, I don't want to overwhelm you right now, so I'll record dedicated videos and post articles as we go along. I wish you a pleasant relaxation and an optimal learning experience. This will change your life. Now please consider subscribing, liking this video. This will help me reach many more people with somatics. It will also help you in the future when I release new somatic exercises for problems which may probably bother you in the future. As we grow older, we'll get many problems. If you have questions or want to connect, leave a comment in this video or on my blog posts. You can also create a free account on journey.leansublime.com and connect there with the community. There are plenty of lessons which won't come into social media, which are only exclusive to members. So create an account today.